Welcome back. This is another video in Sheridan's Copilot video series. In video 2, we focused on how to use Copilot to study more effectively by improving comprehension, receiving feedback, practicing, and creating a study plan. In this video, the third video in Sheridan's Copilot video series, we will cover the next key step, how to critically evaluate what Copilot gives you. For more related content on using Copilot, check out the other videos in the YouTube playlist. Now let's get into our discussion on evaluating Copilot's outputs. Although Copilot is a helpful learning tool, it can still make mistakes, like produce inaccurate or incomplete results. That's why today we'll learn how to spot the issues, ask for better feedback, and evaluate our own understanding. Copilot can be very useful, especially to help students learn and study. However, like any AI tool, it has limits. Copilot's outputs might not always align with your specific course content or the way your professor teaches. It can oversimplify, overcomplicate, and sometimes get details wrong. Therefore, learning how to evaluate Copilot's outputs yourself is crucial to using it responsibly, effectively, and in line with Sheridan's academic integrity expectations. To start, let's talk about accuracy. Since Copilot can make mistakes, you should never rely on it as your only source of truth. After Copilot gives you an output, here are some ways that you can check the accuracy. Verify definitions by comparing them with your lecture notes, textbooks, or instructor's slides. Check that Copilot's output matches the steps or processes that your professor taught in class. Copilot can sometimes skip steps or give a different method that your course does not use. Review formulas, rules, and instructions carefully, as Copilot can make formatting errors. Don't assume that Copilot is always correct, even if the explanation sounds polished. In short, AI tools like Copilot can make mistakes, so always double-check and do not rely on it. Let's go over some common errors that show up in AI-generated outputs. Visuals can be inaccurate or overly simplified. Copilot is able to generate diagrams or mind maps, however, they may be structured poorly and lack important details. References may be unreliable or incorrectly formatted. Copilot might create incorrect information and produce errors, such as missing use of italics. Formatting can be inconsistent. It's important to double-check anything Copilot creates, especially if that involves visuals or formatting prompts. Something to keep in mind is that Copilot tends to be very positive. It will always provide positive encouragement, even if the work can be improved. In these cases, if you're looking for more honest or detailed critique, you can ask, "Can you be more critical? Identify my weaknesses and what I can improve." In the last video, we talked about how Copilot can oversimplify or overcomplicate content. If that's the case, you can prompt, "Keep the explanation simple but accurate." Remember, you guide Copilot. The more specific your instructions, the better feedback you'll get. When using Copilot, always take a moment to perform a self-check to review the feedback Copilot gives. Ask yourself, can I explain the changes that I implemented? If you can't explain it, there might be a gap in your knowledge. Does the feedback clarify or complicate my work? Is the advice too general? Remember, you can refine your prompt. Did Copilot simply reword my writing without improving the meaning? Remember, AI could reword without understanding the text. Copilot does not have the same context you do. Only you know your professor, course materials, and goals. Copilot doesn't, so remember, your judgment matters most. For more information on evaluating AI-generated content, compare your results to Sheridan's Gen AI Guide. This resource can help you identify inaccuracies or hallucinated information in AI, even if it looks polished. In conclusion, you've learned to critically evaluate Copilot's feedback by checking accuracy, identifying common pitfalls, asking for stronger feedback, and doing your own self-check to make sure you truly understand your work. Remember, Copilot is a tool to support your learning, not to replace it. You're responsible for making the final decisions and understanding your academic integrity. If you want additional help understanding the content we talked about in these videos, come visit us at the Tutoring Center. We're always happy to help. Thanks for watching.